Well. Welcome to Painting Happy Little Minis, everybody. That was a fun new intro.
That was very cool.
Thanks to Johnny and Leona there for doing all that fun work that they do. So you're joining us here for Painting Happy Little Minis. I'm Rick. We've got a special guest today, Mia.
Yeah.
And on the far side over there, on the dark side of the moon.
Hi, I'm Dave.
Dave.
So deep.
Dave.
Yeah.
Dave.
Are you talking like that?
No, not really.
This is my real voice.
I don't have a real voice.
Well, you've seen Infinity War, yes?
I have.
Yeah.
Oh, doing
Star-Lord's thing? Or
All right, okay.
Verily you shan't. You're like, what are you doing?
You're just using my voice.
I don't know. This is how I always talk.
You're just using my voice. No, I'm not going to use your voice.
No, thank God.
Yeah.
I feel like Gamora in that scene.
Yeah, like what's
Shake your head and
like what's going on here?
yeah.
This makes no sense
Probably
to
a good
me.
idea. But today,
Yeah, so today we're going to be working. We're actually going to build some models. We've done something like this in the past. We wanted to kind of play with some Warhammer miniatures, and we picked up some Seraphon from Warhammer's Age of Sigmar that we're going to glue together, and hopefully not like end up gluing like our heads together.
No,
like,
this is going to be me gluing myself to something.
like,
that's okay. It's what happens each time you open up the super glue.
yeah. So I'm not really familiar with this clan or race or whatever.
With this race, with this faction.
Yeah.
The Seraphon faction. I got to admit, I'm not too familiar with what their role is at the moment in Age of Sigmar. I used to play a lot of Warhammer. In Warhammer, in the old world, these were the lizard men.
Okay.
And I think everything in here is basically a Saurus warrior.
Okay.
Which is one of the different types. So the bulk of the warriors that you see down here with the spears are all Saurus warriors.
Okay.
You've got a Saurus old blood riding the Carnosaur, which is the big dinosaur. And as you pointed out before, it is definitely dinosaurs on dinosaurs.
Nice.
But the Lizardmen and I'm assuming the Seraphon are all led by Slann, who are really ancient beings, like incredibly ancient beings, that are essentially frogs, big frogs that sit on massive stone thrones and sort of portend the future.
Oh, wow.
But they're incredibly powerful magically,
Right.
but they just basically sit there and they just contemplate the universe for eternity.
That sounds really
kind of
cerebral
thing.
and deep for a war game.
So what they do, so that they have warriors to fight for them, because they couldn't fight off an attack, they raise Saurus warriors and skinks.
Skinks.
Skinks are the smaller,
Like salamanders.
smaller ones, little tiny skinks.
Okay.
And they sort of spawn them in ponds, and they grow up to be
Oh my.
This is going to be interesting.
crazy dinosaur warriors.
Oh, wow.
Great.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to glue myself to something.
Here you go. These are all the bits for the
big
Carnosaur,
guy?
the big guy.
All right.
Okay.
So we got the book here
Yep.
and other bits and pieces. I'm guessing this is the base for the big guy.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. We got some little.
What we got there?
Oh, they're like...
They're the bodies for the.
gotcha.
What are they called?
These are the
like dragon
Saurus
things.
Knights.
Saurus Knights.
Yeah.
And I think the things that they're riding were called Cold Ones.
Cold ones.
Cold
Yikes.
ones. They're
so
still
it looks
called
like-
Cold Ones.
Each of these is already like on these. Oh, interesting.
Let's fill it.
Just so you guys know, on Mini Painting Studios, Peter, Jeff, Nick, Craig, they're all here.
All right.
Everybody.
Hello.
Craig and Nick both got their dice cups and dice, and they
Nice.
really like them from Q Workshop. Super
I
nice
feel like we
products.
could just put a bunch of these
Yeah.
together.
Also, we have a question from Jeff. Did you get any of the balloon LED lights to glue on the minis?
The balloon.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
Balloon.
No.
lights. For what minis?
I don't know.
But no, we didn't.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to tackle some of the cold ones,
Yeah, I'll do some of these little
I am
ones.
going to take a crack at the Carnosaur.
Also, Kurt is here.
All
Hey,
right.
Kurt.
Hello.
Johnny said you were dead.
Yeah. I was like, how could he be here? Is he a ghost in the machine?
It's not dead. I
Alright.
bet she is.
So these are pretty neat. When I was walking through the warehouse, because I was like, I wanted to get, what was that other set? The
We're talking about putting together some stuff from Forgebane.
Forgebane, yeah, but that's out.
Out of stock.
Also,
Out
Mini
of
Painting
stock.
Studios says the Seraphon are the oldest race, some of the first to use magic.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh,
Just
very
like
cool.
fun facts.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But I saw this box and I was like, ooh, it's like Jurassic World-ish.
Can I just talk about how like you guys have all these professional tools and like when I build miniatures like this with like Gundams is what I'm used to.
Right.
I use like fingernail.
Fingernail clippers.
I'm like, this is so nice. Get these professional tools from the professionals.
Can make a difference.
Oh, also Cairo says, soon as you're done building and painting these, send them to me.
Well, who is that?
Cairo Breach.
Okay.
Hey, Cairo.
I can't guarantee that's going to happen, but, you know, this might be added to something.
Also, Craig says y'all need to do another Beholder giveaway.
Well, that's funny you should mention that. So I will be at Origins next week. Me, Leona, and Johnny will all be at Origins. And
Yeah,
while there, I am going to be painting on Friday from 6 to 8 on the Realm Smith TV Paint and Take live stream. You can see right there everybody that's going to be participating throughout the week. You got Satine Phoenix, DM Scotty, David, what's his last name there? Bryant, myself, and Vanessa Muse. Yeah, she's the building muse. Or the crafty muse or something like that. But we're all painting beholders during this paint day at Origins. So, you know, mine might find its way into someone's hand once it gets done.
Now, do you have an extra X-Acto?
I do not, but I'll let you use mine. And I'll use your clippers.
Also, Nick asks, did you guys see the new Bumblebee trailer?
I did see that. I saw that this morning. Have you not seen it?
Transformers Bumblebee?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like a standalone movie?
Yeah. Like, it's called Transformers Bumblebee.
Duh, what?
Something Dave has seen that Rick hasn't seen?
Suck it, Rick. Ha.
Speaking of which, Carl, is he in there?
Yes.
So he posted up in the group. For those of you who don't know, we have a Painting Happy Little Minis group as well. Everybody joins up and we share miniatures that we're painting or working on, or ask questions and get advice and give advice. But Carl posted up there that he got his cup and dice from the little thing giveaway we did, and he said it was all awesome except for one thing. It smelled like Rick.
Oh,
I was like,
I saw that.
well played, sir.
Well played. Excellent.
And that just goes to show you we have a really fun community there, and it's awesome.
I think someone suggested that you also smell of rich Corinthian leather.
Yes, as I do actually.
Can you pass me the, yeah.
This?
Yep.
Okay.
Also, Kat says, good morning.
Good morning.
Cat. Cat's over in California,
Ah,
where it is still morning.
Okay, that just came in, like, right at me.
right at you.
See, this is like clipping nails.
It's a dangerous thing.
I'm going to end up with one in the eye.
I just, as far as part of the whole painting Happy Little Minis and the process of the modeling aspect of the hobby, this is actually for me kind of fun too.
Yeah.
Being able to take the miniature from the sprue, putting it together, and then once you see it's complete, you know, that you can say, I put that together, I primed it, I painted it.
I made this.
I wish Dave would have done this.
What I like to do, so obviously I build a lot of models, like I say, is,
I'm like watching what you're doing.
Hmm?
I'm watching what you're doing.
so I'm just using the edge of the, this sort of, like the spear tip on this sculpting tool to scrape the mold lines.
Okay.
So with the X-Acto blade, you could either just scrape the blade along the mold line, just like on the side. You could probably do it with the back of the blade as well, scraping that, or you could basically carve the mold line off if you wanted to.
Interesting.
But yeah, one of the things that I find with my hobby is that if I'm doing like putting together 10 or 20 models,
Yeah.
that I'll put together like the first 10 the way that the sort of the standard way, the way you're supposed to put them together.
Right.
And then once I know where all the bits go, and they're comfortable with all that. The next 10 will be all completely different.
Oh, wow.
Cut the arms, switch them around, swap heads around, all that sort of stuff. Just so you've got something that's unique to you.
Sure.
Which is a cool,
That's really cool.
sort of aspect of doing it.
Also, Mini Painting Studio says build the Trog. If you ever play with this set, you'll be happy you did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'll go with the Trog instead of the Carnosaur.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think my initial steps are all the same, though, aren't they? It looks like it.
Oh, also,
Yeah.
Craig says, it's sad that I'm more excited for Jurassic World 2 than Deadpool or Infinity Wars. Kind of marveled out. But I'm actually really excited about Jurassic World 2.
I am too.
Not gonna lie.
I'm
Nothing
really
to be sad
excited.
about that. Absolutely. I mean, your fandom's your fandom, you know. And if you are marveled out, I get it, man. They've put out so many movies that I can see someone being like, oh, another one.
I like that they're changing up the style of them a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I think that was much needed. Like, I feel like the first, like, Avengers movies and everything, they started feeling a little formulaic and kind of the same. Like, Iron Man, I couldn't tell you who the bad guys are in any of they all blend together to me. But I feel like the newer movies, there's, like comedic aspects to it that's kind of different.
Yeah. There's a look to like a different look, I think, in a lot of them as well. Like Thor Ragnarok is going to look very different to like Ant-Man and Wasp,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is again looks different to Black Panther. So. Oh, files.
This
Yeah.
is way more complex than when I build my Gundams, and it's like, good enough. I'm just happy I get all the pieces together and haven't glued something to myself.
The day is young.
Yeah, exactly. How long is this program?
1 hour.
I'm bound to do it at some point.
Also, for those of you that are watching, if you have the opportunity, go over to gtmgiveaway.com and enter to win. We are giving away a mega prize pack. It's going to be all around our Origins trip. So, everybody has an opportunity to enter and win, even if you don't make it to Origins. If you just go to gtmgiveaway.com and you can enter to win. And there will be more entry points added throughout the month as different publishers give us a game or a miniature set or something to be added to the prize pack.
Awesome.
So like if Games Workshop gives us something to add to it, we'll put one of Games Workshop's social media platforms as an entry point.
Oh, nice.
Excellent. That'll be good.
Also, sorry, we have a question. Jeff asks, have you tried glow-in-the-dark paint types on eyes or claws, magic symbols?
Ooh,
I have not.
me neither. That sounds cool.
No.
These paints for cosplay.
One thing I have seen, a friend of mine, James Wapple, who's a well-known painter, he's done a lot of great work with like fluoro paints.
Fluoro paints?
Yeah,
Fluorescence?
like fluorescence. But not doing them as sort of garish fluorescent
Okay.
sort of clothing or anything like that, but like for lava.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Fire or
Yeah.
glowing eyes and that kind of thing.
Okay.
So James Wapple, that's Wappel.
Okay.
Also, Peter asks, are the entries passive when you subscribe, or do you have to submit something?
I don't think you have to submit anything. I think it's just you subscribe to a thing and it's a passive thing, and you don't have to submit or post anything.
So it's just by being subscribed.
Yeah, subscribe to our different platforms, or visit our I think one of them's like visit our Facebook page. We can't ask you to like it, but if you're there, like it.
But while you're there,
You can't. Right.
But as far as like YouTube, we can ask you to subscribe. And that's the entry point there.
When is Origins again?
Origins is next week. We leave on Tuesday, but the show starts Wednesday.
Right.
But Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we'll be live streaming from the floor.
Okay.
So Thursday's Painting Happy Little Minis will actually take place at Origins. Jason from
Realm Smith.
Will be joining us on GTM, and then on Friday I'll be joining him. So yeah, it's gonna be a blast.
I never realized there were so many tools for doing this. I was like, what is this thing?
You got the wild curved flat.
It's kind of perfect for that little saddle area where the other dinosaurs get to ride these dinosaurs.
I'm just going to point something out here with this kit. So it's a big dinosaur. The Carnosaur or the Troglodon. Which one are we going to do? The Troglodon down here. But you can see sort of how it looks. These have all been sculpted digitally and then sliced up to make sort of the most efficient use of the sprue space.
Yeah.
So can I borrow that clue? So
Yep.
here we are looking at, rather than a model having like two sides, like the smaller ones, the cold ones do, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Jeez.
It's about 15 or 16 pieces to give you this very dynamic kind of look.
That's crazy.
Because you've got all sorts of undercuts here with the legs.
Oh, wow.
So, and I'm a little bit afraid of actually putting the wrong piece together at the wrong time. I have to follow these instructions very closely. Then the next one, sure. I'll mess with that.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually built the miniatures for a game before.
No?
I've painted them. I don't think I've actually built them. So this is like kind of cool for me because I'm like, okay, this is like the fun that I have when I build like Gundams.
Yeah.
Right.
But I can actually play a game with this afterwards, which is what's kind of cool.
Cool.
And it's also, you know, it's part of the process for miniature painting and the hobby is building them. You got, you know, we're lucky that we do have some companies that they come pre-assembled.
See, I always thought they came pre-assembled.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah.
See, I'm like the noob on your show. See, I'm like the one that's like, I didn't know any of this. You guys are teaching me along with everyone else.
And it's fun because, you know, the hobby is building miniatures, building terrain, you know, all the good stuff.
It's kind of like
It's
Dave's idea with like mixing and matching the pieces.
Yes, he does that.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, like he said, that's a great way to make it your own. So that you know, well, I have this guy with 2 axes instead of a gun and an axe, you know. But it's not, well, that's not how the model instructions were. I know. What do you need?
Oh, blue, I
The glue?
think.
Yeah.
Oh, whenever you're ready. So see, so I can paint it pink. Ha! Take it, Kurt.
Truth.
Pink.
Mini Painting Studio says the fact that Bandai hasn't made a Gundam minis game, ...
Right?
They're missing out. Also, apparently, Mini Painting Studios will be teaching 2 classes at ReaperCon.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
Excellent. Down in Texas. Is that in October, Josh?
Good question. Also, Sebastian asked, what are you guys doing today?
We are building Seraphon. Seraphon are the,
Lizard folk.
yes, the Warhammer Age of Sigmar version of the Warhammer Lizard Men. So
Is Seraphon specific to Age of Sigmar?
it is, yeah. About almost exactly 3 years ago, Games Workshop wanted to make a big switch. Well, actually, it probably would have been earlier, but they wanted to make a big switch from the way that Warhammer was being played, which is a rank and flank game.
Okay.
So you had blocks of models, units of 20, 30, 40 models.
Right.
And an army might have 5 or 6 of those units, maneuvering in a very sort of Napoleonic fashion.
Right.
The units staying together. You're doing fine.
No one saw.
It's all good.
Everyone saw. His butt fell off.
But they wanted to go for something that was a little more fast-paced and skirmish-oriented. So but at the same time, they also wanted to move on the background of the Warhammer world.
Okay.
So they essentially blew up the old world.
Just blew it up.
Yeah, it no longer exists. It was sort of shattered into many different places, different parts,
Okay.
in a huge sort of swirling magical maelstrom. And there are now a whole bunch of different realms that people and creatures and things live in
Okay.
and fight in.
I can dig it.
Yeah, so pretty much all of the old factions survived. Most
Right.
most of the old factions survived.
Okay.
But the game plays much differently. Actually, what they released sort of first up was the rule book essentially for Age of Sigmar was 4 pages long,
Okay.
compared to maybe 130, 140 pages for rules, core rules for Warhammer. And this month, I think, the end of this month, they'll be releasing Age of Sigmar 2nd edition.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, Mini Penny Studios was saying that Age of Sigmar made the game from like 6 hours to like an hour.
Oh, wow.
no.
JK. Also, apparently last week, the ReaperCon is the last weekend of August,
Okay.
the 29th to September 1st.
Alright.
James is here.
Hey, James.
Lloyd says, hi, I'm new to the group. I was wondering if you have tried any different types of glue.
We have.
Yep.
And Kate asked the same question. What glue are we using?
We're currently using today, this is
It's by Bob Smith.
Instacure. Yeah.
Bob Smith Industries is the name of the company that makes this. This is my favorite super glue. But there are a bunch of other companies you can get super glue from.
Okay, before I do this.
Or cyano
so I'm sticking my
acrylate,
head together.
I think.
And then can I just...
is the name.
It's just meant to be put on
Technical
however
name
you
is
want?
super glue.
Anyway,
So it was Bob Smith.
So you gotta hold it there for a
But
while.
yeah, the company is actually just called Bob Smith Industries. You can find, if you look for bottles that look like this, zoom into that one.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So at the top here it says Titan Games and Hobbies. Bob Smith Industries has a thing where they will
Brand them for you.
basically brand them for you. So Titan Games and Hobbies just around the corner,
Yeah. Literally 3 buildings away.
3 buildings away. And yeah, you generally find them in your local hobby store, or it could be Hobtown USA, could be anything.
So is that a normal feature, like where you can position, or is that...
Position however you want to give it
That's
its own
cool.
personality.
Hold it, swivel it around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in
I've
certain
never seen
directions.
that. You can put the head on whatever way you want.
That is pretty cool.
That's really cool.
But normally for plastic models, polystyrene models like we're working on here, I'd use Testa's Model Master glue,
Okay.
which is a polystyrene cement, and what it actually does is melts the 2 halves of the polystyrene, and when that glue cures, it has welded the two parts together.
Is that the one that you use that has the very fine wire looking?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Long thin tube.
Yeah.
Does it have pieces in it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
More.
I can't see you.
But Rick surprised me today, so I didn't have my glue with me.
Oh, God. That moment when you take your finger away from the statue and it doesn't want to go.
Right.
The worst part is always when you have it, you put it on, and your finger can come away, but if it comes away with the piece, you just, whatever you do, you can't get it to
Yeah.
stop sticking to your hand.
So I'm hoping it's...
Dang it.
Dang it. I don't like the sound of that. But yeah, they're the my personal glues of choice. Anybody else have a favorite glue they can talk about in the chat?
Yeah, because I know there's a lot more out there, and probably Josh from Mini Painting Studios has a preference. And
That's his favorite. And
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get this for cosplays. Every time I come on here, I'm like, I'm gonna use this for cosplay stuff. Because now I want this glue, because this glue is amazing.
I agree.
There we go.
Mini Painting Studio asked, are you using any Instaset?
No, we aren't.
Yeah, because you really don't want to see me.
We don't want to see me instantly set to the miniature. No.
I'm actually not familiar with Instaset.
Instaset is basically sometimes known as Instaset or Rapid Cure, or there's something else. There's another name that I'm forgetting at the moment. But it's essentially it's an accelerator.
Okay.
So it rapidly speeds up the curing time of the glue.
Okay.
So you can put two pieces together with the glue in there. Quick spray. It's very thin,
Okay.
and will sort of work into any gaps there,
Okay.
and immediately helps that glue to set very quickly.
All right, that makes sense.
So you can get things that, so that'll help you set the glue quickly, but when it does that, it makes the glue a little bit more brittle.
Oh.
So depending on the use or the situation, you might just want to take your time and hold it there.
Yeah.
And if it's like cosplay, if you accidentally get the glue on your finger and then you hit it with that stuff,
Yep. Yeah. It can be tough.
it burns so
Very
bad.
Yeah, Mini Painting Studios was saying, if I need to fill gaps, I use any gel type plus the Instaset.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah.
Give me more dinosaurs to build.
One of the cool things that I like about the Bob Smith Industries glue is that
I was gonna use this.
there are 3 different viscosities. So the one we're using is the mid-range viscosity. There's one in a pink bottle. It's a little bit thicker, a little bit more gel-like, which is also great for gap filling.
Okay.
And there's a much thinner one, which is almost the consistency of water. So that's one you've got to be super careful with.
I bet.
Yeah, no.
More than
Please don't ever hand that one to me.
10, 12 occasions have I had that all over my fingers. You're just going to sit there and wait for it to dry. It doesn't take too long to dry, and then you get to sit there and peel it off.
Oh, no.
What's the worst you've ever glued yourself to something? Like a miniature while you're working on it?
I don't know. I try not to keep track anymore.
You try to let those memories fade.
Yeah.
You touched your forehead to lean your head on your hand, and then you're like, wait,
Yeah, I haven't done that for a while.
So as far as
Been a few years.
as far as Age of Sigmar goes, Dave.
Yep.
What faction would you say is your preferred?
Well, actually, I have not played Age of Sigmar yet.
Oh, okay.
I used to play a lot of Empire in Warhammer,
All right.
and because the Empire basically it's an empire of humanity,
Okay.
and my thing I like in war games is playing sort of humanity against the fantastic.
Okay.
So against orcs or goblins or dragons or
Sure.
whatever it happens to be.
Yeah.
And the thing that gets them through is when they work together is always my thing.
Okay.
Individually, they can never really stand up to any of those fantastic creatures, except maybe goblins.
Right.
But
Because everything else is just beast mode.
yeah. Yeah. So pretty much like that in all of the games that I play,
Okay.
where there's that kind of faction. I gravitate to that.
Interesting.
I look like I'm doing my nails.
What's that? Yeah.
Come down, I tell you everything. I'm doing your nails.
Awesome. But I will actually be putting together. I already have an ogre army
Okay.
assembled, and as part of the material for my book, I'm going to be doing a section on rebasing an army.
Oh, okay.
So you can see on the cover of the Seraphon box, everybody's on rounded bases.
Right.
Warhammer used to be all square bases.
Okay.
So all of my ogre army is on square bases, and I want to go through that process Oh, sorry.
Steal that from
There you
me.
go. You could just leave them on the square bases. It's absolutely fine. But I'm interested in checking out the sort of the look of them on
On the
square bases.
rounds?
Yeah,
Okay.
and not getting laughed out of any
Tournaments?
any tournaments I might go to. Not that I would. People are really good at that. They wouldn't laugh at me to my face.
Well,
They
laugh
might
at-
like walk to the end of the aisle and snicker.
Right.
But yeah, so that's what I'm going to be working on
Okay.
for my first sort of foray into Age of Sigmar.
Nice. Skaven, Zinch, Caradron, Overlord, Stormcast, Eternals, Tomb Knights is all James's.
Right.
Mike says it's all about the Death Army.
Yeah.
Mike says the minis look so much better on the round bases.
Yeah.
Also, apparently, Sebastian said I tried to remove a glue lid with my mouth. Guess what
Oh,
happened when
no.
I squeezed it?
Oh.
And it got open.
Yeah.
Oh,
That can be
no.
dangerous.
That sounds like something I would do. No.
Yeah, the lid. Is the dangerous one. Obviously, it also
It's okay to
like,
lick a brush when you're painting, but come on.
Yeah. Because the moisture on your lip is going to act as an accelerant on the glue as well.
Oh no.
So, yeah.
Yikes.
Look, I'm learning all the things to not do that I already do. It's like, you shouldn't do this. And I'm like, I do that at home.
It's literally my daily routine.
But yeah, I'm going to throw something out here that I've never actually gone and checked to make sure it's a real thing. But I think super glue was kind of a thing that was created for use on battlefields.
Okay.
As a,
Yeah,
as
for
a metal
skin.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Because it had to do with like skin closure and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That they could just go like this, slap,
Yep.
and you're fine. Well, mostly.
Not fine. You're not bleeding everywhere outside of your body immediately.
But I think you're right. It either was for war or like on the battlefield, or it was just medical in general.
Yeah, I think it was World War One. I could be wrong, but which is why it's great for gluing your fingers together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's designed to glue two bits of flesh.
Designed for that.
I mean, I've used it before in the field.
James says it's true. So now we know.
We call it new skin.
New skin.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because that's the skin you're going to have afterwards because you're not getting yours back.
For a hot minute, yeah.
It's like that's what it's going to be. Put on here.
All right.
This goes here.
Sorry, I'm violating this dinosaur.
These look so good.
So many crazy claws.
I like this. This is fun.
Put them.
I feel like I'm getting an idea of the whole sequence of like, putting together miniatures. Because I've always painted them, and now I get to.
Right. The first steps.
It's not an exciting step though.
It's not. I mean, yeah, putting the models together themselves isn't like fanfare. But it's part of that whole process of you put it together, you paint it, it's yours. It's that accomplishment, that whole
Yeah.
Like, this is my dinosaur.
I did this, And when you can have that feeling of accomplishment and success, yay.
Oh, also, fun fact, Kat tells us bowlers use super glue to cover their thumbs to prevent blisters.
Smart.
Ah.
Bowlers, like
Bowlers, yeah, like-
Oh, interesting.
Good call. All right.
So many,
Lots of uses for super glue.
all these feet and all these little claws. Make sure I get all the right ones.
For the big
This
guy.
is-
The big guy.
I'll make this one snotty. Sounds like I don't want to be around the rest of you. Got an attitude problem. This one's too good for the
Oh,
others.
he's got the head up.
He's got his head up.
Excellent.
It's too good for the others.
I like it.
The other thing that was kind of necessary with when you rank your models up, like put them up, line them up next to each other in a tight formation, is sometimes you got to, the models themselves had to be fairly static, and like horses had tails that had to be down so that and the head had to be up so that when you put them back to front, or front to back, whatever, they could rank up.
Right.
But when you do it in a on a round base in a skirmish system, you don't need to worry about that. You've got a lot more flexibility in the miniature posing that you can do, which is pretty cool.
I do like it. I do. So just a reminder, if you're just now joining us, we are doing Seraphon for Age of Sigmar, the lizard-like folk with their big dinosaurs, or lizards riding lizards, as we have identified, which is an absolute fact. But also, just a reminder, we do have a Facebook group for Painting Happy Little Minis that we'd love you to join if you haven't already, where you can show off the miniatures you're painting or comment on the miniatures that are being painted by others, ask questions of other members of the group, and get some amazing answers and advice.
We've had some awesome stuff we put up in the last over the weekend. And
Yeah. All right, bases. Here's
Yesterday.
one. Here's one.
Cool.
I'll grab more.
Now, does it matter how I put it on the base, or like just kind of dead center?
Yeah.
Saving a shout out to Dave Schrumpf, who put up some Dragonborn.
Yeah.
It looks super cool. Awesome lava base on.
Oh yeah, those were
guys.
sick.
No.
Very nice.
No.
I'm trying to think of some other things that we got going on next week for Origins. We've got a lot of publishers that are going to sit with us and will be on the live stream throughout the week, talking about their games that are coming out. We've got Renegade, we've got Restoration Games, we've got Wizards of the Coast, WizKids, Dude Games, Catalyst, Cat Dragon, Greater Than Games.
Fireside, USAopoly.
Is Fireside in there?
Yep.
Were they? Wow. Okay, Fireside, USAopoly. USAopoly created the game Thanos Rising, which I love. It's so much fun. I love that game. It is a blast. Who else we got in there? There's a
I
lot.
mean, you want me to list them?
I'm just trying to, give them some stuff to be excited about, for next week. Because if you can't be at Origins, you might as well watch us, right? See what's going on. Who we're gonna have it?
IDW?
That's what I'll do.
IDW, yeah.
I'll be watching.
Yeah.
I'm being left behind.
Oh.
Aww.
I wasn't invited, man.
Oh my
No,
God.
why?
First off, he said, "Hate Ohio." Secondly, aren't you doing something with your family?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I see them all the time, though.
In Canada?
No, that's the week after.
Oh.
I just want to see what these are. So
Totally,
these are
totally
like,
the week after. There's a whole week in between.
Dang it.
oh, these are the guys that ride on the dinosaurs. All right. So these are the dinosaurs that didn't get unlucky enough to be the horses.
Rick,
They're the.
you know what I'm excited for at Origins?
Yeah, Restoration Games.
Yeah,
With,
Fireball Island.
So those
What?
are all the ones that are
Volcano
on
Island?
foot.
Fireball
Fireball.
And
Island.
here we go.
Isn't
These are
that
the
a
ones
song
that are riding
by, what's that guy's name?
Fireball.
Fireball.
Like the little,
gotcha.
Oh,
Yeah,
Pitbull?
Yeah.
I think.
I like how they have like this little kind of Mayan or like almost Aztec kind of
Yeah.
like. It's kind of cool.
It's got kind of a blend of all of the Inca, Mayan, Aztec kind of look. In the old world was kind of, if you looked at the map of the old world, it was very much like an overlay of the Earth,
Okay.
and most of stuff that went on in the old world was in Europe. So the Empire was essentially an analog for Germany.
Okay.
And there was Bretonia, which was kind of an analog for France. So there was lots of knights and chivalric values and that kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
lizard men were in essentially South America. So
That makes sense.
in the jungles of
With
where, South
Quetzalcoatl.
America. That kind of thing.
Like Tiki-Haka.
That's how the Emperor got his groove back, right?
Hmm?
Isn't that how the Emperor got his groove back?
Cusco.
Build one of these things.
Cusco? Isn't he
It's
the leader of
amazing.
the Imperial, the humans? Isn't the Emperor?
What? Oh, I thought you were talking.
In
We're
Warhammer,
talking about different things.
is-
So yeah, I just felt like I slipped into like 3 different conversations. And
In
it was not-
Warhammer,
it's like I was, am I in a dream?
Isn't
Am I waking up?
the human faction led by an Emperor?
Emperor
It
Cusco?
was in Warhammer.
In Warhammer.
In Warhammer Fantasy, it was.
So the Emperor's name was Cusco.
Was it?
No.
Did we just go into an Abbott and Costello routine?
Who's on first?
I don't know what's going on.
Cusco's on first?
No.
Sorry.
Yes.
No.
Literally, I don't know what's. Okay, I'm trying to.
I don't know any
I'm trying to do a mashup of Warhammer's meets How the Emperor Got His Groove Back with Cusco.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Emperor's
just a
New Groove.
mashup.
Okay, I
Okay.
understand.
I'd probably
I was
need to.
thinking-
I'd probably need to know both sides of the mashup to be able to comprehend
Yeah.
it. Otherwise, it just sounds silly.
Yeah, dang it.
It's a sneak across in front of
Nope, go for it. I'm like
Thank you.
trying to figure out how this works.
I'm sorry, Rick.
It's okay.
I guess that's why I'm not going to Ohio.
That's exactly why you're not going to.
There we go. I got a
Also,
little-
these are
Amber
all-
says hello. James has to run
Hey, James.
to go to work.
All right.
Hello,
Have a
everybody.
good day at work.
Ooh, to work.
I want to build one of these, but these are so
Ode to work.
complex.
I said ode to work.
Ode to work. I said ooh to work.
We'll figure this out. Maybe. Oh my
We got
Yes.
lots of numbers or
No
not a lot?
numbers.
No numbers.
Just pictures. Oh wait, no.
So the Saurus warriors on the cold ones you've got there are all part of the like some of the original models or earlier models.
Okay.
Okay.
So they didn't. Games Workshop didn't do a lot of numbering them like they have done with the most recent kits.
Makes sense.
I just want to build one of these guys. All right.
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay. There's your arm. Got arm.
I now have all of the feet. You could
Finished?
start to. They're all done. Hooray!
Yay.
4 feet.
How big is that model going to be?
Huge.
Oh wait, that's just a foot.
These ones? Yeah.
No. Good grief. Okay.
Craig asks, "Hey Rick, ship to ship, who wins, Star Trek or Star Wars?" And I'm including the Borg.
That's a great question, Craig. And the answer, in my opinion, would be Star Trek. Because Star Trek has a more accurate firing system than Star Wars. With the phasers and photon torpedoes, whereas you just have these heavy blaster cannons and stuff on the Star Wars ships that aren't using like a true lock. You know, you got someone sitting there controlling it, whereas in Star Wars it's just like, oh, yeah,
Star Trek.
or Star Trek, it's got you, done. You know. And the Borg would just, I'd hate to see what the Borg would do in a Star Wars run through.
Yeah.
Star Trek wins.
Yeah, Star
That's,
Trek.
Does somebody else agree with that? Seems fairly sensible.
First time in a long time for me.
Mark this day in
Mark
the
it
calendar.
down.
Mark this day. Sensible Rick, and Dave saw something that Rick did not see.
Oh, wow. You had to bring that back up.
Sorry.
It's okay.
It was a banner day.
So, Bumblebee.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Dave, I just looked it up. John Cena is in that. Couldn't believe
Yeah.
it.
Oh, Lord.
What?
Oh,
Is
okay.
Michael Bay the director?
No idea.
Oh no, you are
It
not
appears
staying
to
on your thing.
be some sort of reboot. Because Bumblebee is
Yeah.
back to being a Volkswagen
Is he really?
rather than a Camaro.
What? That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I can dig that. I like Bumblebee as a Volkswagen.
Okay, so let's.
Yeah, but the thing with the Transformers movies is that they're just like your crazy ex-girlfriend that you just keep going back to. Like, you know she's a train wreck, but she's a fun time.
I agree.
Oh, also Nick says it's a prequel.
A prequel.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
The Bumblebee movie.
Okay.
It'd be interesting then to see how it becomes.
The rest of them.
It becomes a Camaro.
Yeah, maybe that's what it's about.
Going to that old Camaro with the racing stripes?
Yep.
It's his origin story.
Bumblebee's origin story.
All right.
So Troglodon, is it Josh? Is that the way we should go?
Yes, apparently. I think. Want me to check?
All right,
You
I'm
can
gonna
scroll
try
back
and do
or-
this.
Just bug Josh
Dear
again
Lord,
to
I
answer.
hope I'm
Build the Trog.
Okay. The Trog it is.
The Troglodon.
Oh my goodness, Ian says the Transformers B movie.
Oh my gosh.
That's a movie I will watch.
Not sure if that's good.
That's good.
Oh.
The B movie
No.
plays in the Transformer movie.
Stay.
You okay?
Yes, just trying to get this thing trying to get the pieces to stay and not my fingers.
Also,
Never
by the
do
way,
that.
did you see the Tremors TV series?
I saw a preview for it. It looks interesting.
I saw the new Tremors movie, the one on Netflix.
Apparently, the bacon is back.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon comes back in the series, yeah.
I love the new movie that they had on Netflix right now. Right? I don't know if it's the new one. It's like the Arctic one.
Yeah.
But it was like you look at the Arctic and it's obviously that they filmed it in a desert. You're like, that's not snow. That's totally sand. It was so funny.
No.
They just put filters.
Yeah, they just
What
put
was that?
filters. They're like, we'll just make it look cold.
Amazing.
Can you imagine being the actors and having to wear the heavy snow
Oh,
gear
that
in
would
the desert?
suck.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Maybe it was in the winter. Maybe it was desert in the winter.
Or like a unsnowy tundra up in Alaska.
Yeah.
Dang it. Ah.
Okay.
Dang.
This thing is crazy.
There we go.
Okay.
Craig's like, wait, another Tremor show? Yes, indeed.
I'm getting these small ones right now like this. Makes me feel like I'm doing those, what are the eggs that we can't have here in the States because kids will choke on them?
Oh, the
Kinder?
candy?
The Kinder eggs. Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like the toys that you get in the Kinder eggs, but much more complex.
For a second there, I thought you were going to say like xenomorph eggs.
That we can't get here in the States.
Tell me more. So I heard something, speaking of which, Dave, because we all know Dave loves the Alien franchise.
Yep.
He does?
I do.
I did not know this.
I do.
I didn't know
I love
that.
Alien.
Hey, you did?
No.
He always wears an Alien Nostromo shirt or something.
Oh, but I just thought you were a t-shirt.
with you.
No, I'm not.
So
Anyway.
I heard yesterday that apparently because of budgeting and stuff
Yeah.
or whatever, that the set that was used for Alien was also used in a movie called The Outlander or Outland with Sean Connery.
Okay.
So there are scenes where you see him walking through a compound and it's the Nostromo on the inside of the ship there
Okay.
and stuff.
Oh, that's
I
pretty
thought that was
cool.
kind of funny.
Cool.
That's super cool.
I did not know that.
Also, Shane says, hello, what are you working on?
We are working on Warhammer Age of Sigmar Seraphon.
I'll show the box here.
The faction formerly known as Lizardmen. For anybody who's been around for a while.
And so these are it's the start here box or start collecting box. So you basically are getting your faction right out the box.
Yep.
With some really good figs and a decent amount of baddies. So
Oh, baddies, they're the good guys.
are they?
Yeah.
Oh,
totally the good
Okay.
guys.
I thought they were all bad.
Me too.
Oh no, that's in 40K.
Oh, okay.
It's all in how you look at it.
Is this the one that has the fish people?
Yes, the Ideneth Deepkin
Yes.
are the new. They're the newest faction.
The mermaids. I mean,
They're
not
mermaids?
Well, not really, but they.
They're like merfolk.
Merfolk.
Yeah, I got so excited.
There are some really good pictures online of the things that have been painted, and they look really cool.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I didn't grab his head. Where's his head? I grabbed all the other parts for this guy except for his head. No. No head for you.
Can you pass that base for me?
Yeah.
Rick, the big one.
Also, Shane says
Thank you.
Outland is described as the sci-fi remake of the Western High Noon.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Is that the one where Sean Connery has like the mankini
No.
outfit? What was that movie?
Oh, I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the heads are just.
It's like Zardoz or something like that.
It was so weird.
It's a very definitely a sci-fi name.
Mm-hmm.
for
Okay.
the film. So, yeah, that's a frightening vision.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to see. I mean, it's just disturbing as all get out.
Apparently, Zardoz.
Zardoz. Automatically translated.
Okay. So there we go.
Oh, that looks sick.
Pretty
Oh
cool.
wow.
Very nice.
So this is where the Insta set would be really cool.
Instead of having to stand there and hold
Sit
it.
and hold it, yeah.
Is
nothing
that
to
a
the ear.
spray?
Move along. Move along. Move
See ya.
along.
Is it a spray?
Yeah, it's a spray.
Okay.
But see there, so I've got two parts. This tail, it's pretty awesome. The tail splits.
Oh wow, a bifurcated
Oh, wow.
tail.
Bifurcated tail, there you go. So that,
Does it have teeth on the end? The tail?
No, it does not.
Oh, waste.
Sorry. We'll get Games Workshop to design it better next time.
Weren't you just recently at like the Warhammer World?
I was, yeah.
Couldn't you have said something?
Had you warned me that we were going to be doing this Seraphon, and I had
true.
the time to check out his bifurcated tail, then perhaps,
You could have
Richard,
suggested teeth.
perhaps I could have suggested teeth on the bifurcated tail.
That's hilarious.
And then we'd only have to wait a little bit.
Right.
Dun, dun, dun.
You got a rider.
I'm so excited.
That is awesome.
Typical.
Do you want to put him on the
Yeah.
On the
spinner?
Let's put him on the spinner. I'm pretty proud. Except I don't know if he's gonna stay on his plate yet. Nope. Oh no, he fell. No. Oh god, his head came off.
Sorry.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Keep yourself together, man. Keep your head on.
That is funny.
Kat says, thanks for today, guys. I'm working on a very boring project, and you have kept my brain from melting.
All right. Well,
Yay.
what's the project you're working on? If you want to talk about it, is it hobby related or no? It's probably not. If it's boring.
It's boring, it's not hard to
Yeah, it
relate.
can't be hobby related if it's boring.
Pay attention to the words that he used, Richard.
I'm trying to, but
It's amazing. The last two times I've used your name, I've said Richard.
you have.
I know.
It's like
I need to learn his middle name.
Calvin.
Oh, Richard Calvin. Put that
What?
down.
What? Oh, I didn't do it.
Let's see if we can get his head on this time.
Have a good one, Kat.
I'm right into
Oh,
battle.
wow.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Very cool.
That looks good.
I'm just like waiting for his head to fall off because it's not like completely glued on. So I'm like waiting for the head to
And
just.
what are these?
That goes on like the side as like a little side saddle thing. But I
Okay.
haven't figured out how that goes on yet.
Okay.
It's like these little adjustable.
All the drums?
Yeah. Oh, is that what they are? Drums? War drums?
Yep.
Nice.
So each unit typically has like a leader, a musician, and a standard bearer.
It's like a bard and then
Yep.
flag boy.
The oh dear,
What?
I've become stuck to the bifurcated.
Oh.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Let's get it. There we go.
Ouch.
Not too bad.
So I think these just kind of get
That's why I like the sort of the thicker gel glue. There we go. Look at that.
Oh, I think these just kind of go
This one
right
up.
there. Yeah.
And this one, actually, it looks like, yeah, it's not ridden by a Saurus warrior.
No?
No, it's ridden by a skink.
Oh,
I would guess a skink shaman
all right.
or shaman.
Shaman?
I was gonna say I usually heard it. Say
Hmm?
That's just me.
What?
I say shaman.
Like the toilet paper?
No.
Don't squeeze it.
That's charmin.
Charmin.
A skink shaman. Extra skinky.
That's funny.
There we go. So that goes in there. Haven't glued those bits in yet. There's still lots of little extra dangly bits that I haven't glued on yet. Little icon pieces. We've got 1 minute to go. Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow. Should probably start our outro.
Probably.
Dun, dun, tss, tss. Outro. Is that it?
Is that how it goes?
No.
Great.
All right. So there you go, everybody. We're coming to the end here of today's episode of Painting Happy Little Minis. We do appreciate everybody that joins us and that participates in the chat or shares us all over the interwebs or in their store if this is being broadcast at your local game store. We love that you allow us in and be a part of your community. And thanks for joining our community here at Painting Happy Little Minis. And if you want to continue to be a part of our community, remember to tune in every Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. And we also have the Facebook group, Painting Happy Little Minis. You just go there and type that in, request to join, we'll add you to the group, and you can share all your cool projects you're working on, because we love to see them.
Oh,
What else?
one thing I was just going to say, on Thursday, I'm going to be bringing in Smog,
Ooh, the big dragon.
the big dragon. I'm going to be finish painting him tomorrow, and I'll bring him in on Thursday.
Oh, yeah,
Before
that'll
I
be
drop
great.
him off to Dave at Titan Games on Thursday.
All right.
I checked with Dave today and make sure that was okay.
Oh, that is awesome.
But yeah, super excited about that. So,
Yeah.
you want to check out Smog?
Don't
I'm
miss.
excited
Don't
because-
miss Thursday.
Don't miss Thursday. That's going to be sick.
We'll have to get a different spinner. Because that spinner will collapse.
Well, we do have a different spinner.
We do.
We can bring the white one in and just sit it
Hand
over
spinner?
here.
Oh yeah, we
We'll turn-
can.
Actually,
Yeah.
we can get that. Check that over there. Okay, sorry. I interrupted your spiel.
No, it's all good. That's a good one. Uh-oh. Come on now.
What have you done?
There we go. Yes. That thing is beast.
Yep. Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm stuck to a drum.
Uh-oh.
Dang it! I thought I was
Look
gonna
at
make
that
it the
guy.
whole show without.
For that one thing.
Darn.
I'm glad it took the pressure off.
I know. I wasn't the first. But yeah,
that
that's
was really good. That is awesome.
Cool.
And then remember, next week while we're at Origins, we will be live streaming throughout the days while we're there, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So make sure you stay tuned for those opportunities to see us. We're going to be interviewing different publishers and game designers and stuff. It'll be a lot of fun. Until then, I'm Rick,
I'm Dave.
And I'm Mia.
and we'll see you at the game store.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Game Trade Media. Before you go, we wanted to tell you about our new book, The Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop Games, which is available to pre-order right now.
You obviously love tabletop gaming, so do we. And this book provides a look at the history of all the different types of tabletop games, from card games like Magic the Gathering to role-playing adventures like Dungeons & Dragons, to the most classic of board games like Clue or the Game of Life.
Right. We've also got interviews with a lot of industry veterans like Peter Adkison and influencers like Matt Mercer, plus discussions with collectors and gamers of all kinds. The book also discusses the impact of crowdfunding on the industry and looks into why board gaming is experiencing such a boom right now.
We put a lot of love, a ton as a matter of fact, into this book, and we like to think that it provides a perfect snapshot of what makes tabletop gaming and the tabletop community so great. You can pre-order your copy right now by using diamond code APR181585. So head into your local comic or game shop today and tell them you want the Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop Games.
Thanks for watching Painting Happy Little Minis. If you liked it, leave a like and a comment below, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new content.